Hello and welcome. It is the 22nd annual Garden State Film Festival. This year there will be 200 films from over 14 countries screening the weekend of March 21st to the 24th of this year. I am your host, Emily DeSimone, and I am here with director, writer, and executive producer Michael Natoli of the short film Pumpkinstein. Michael, how are you today? And thank you so much for joining me.
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. So, Michael, tell our live audience a bit about your inspiration for writing this film.
Right. So, Pumpkinstein, we were all about 2 years ago. We were all just goofing off on the couch of my friend's new apartment, and we found this Frankenstein pumpkin. And one of my friends jokingly said, "Oh my God, what it would be so funny if we, what if that came to life and started eating us right now?" Because we were having a party and we were all in that state of mind. That's like, whoa, what if that happened? Um, And everybody laughed, they joked around, they laughed it off, but I thought, "Wait, what if?" And then, kind of concocted this whole 20-minute film based off of that, one joking interaction. I took it seriously, and, I guess, then Pumpkinstein was born.
That is such a fun way to make, a theme for a film. I think that some of the best ideas do just come out of absolute nowhere, absolute coincidence. So, is this your first work that you have directed, produced, and written?
Oh, no, I've been, actually working in the film and, TV, the indie side of the industry for about,
Um,
6, 7 years now. I started around 2016, and, oh god, I guess that was further away ago, 8 years now. Time just flies. But yeah, I started, PAing, production, being a production assistant on set, helping with lighting, and then I eventually graduated to assistant camera. And then, I started directing my own web series in 2016 called Existence. Believe it or not, it was took place 3 years during the 3 years before the pandemic, and it was about a pandemic ravaging the world. After that, I graduated into, 2 years later, I made another web series called Mojave Blues. Pretty popular with, it was based off of a video game, very popular with that video game community. And then I took, because of the pandemic, I took a break, writing, producing, directing, and filming and editing films because, I tried to be a jack of all trades
Absolutely.
during that time period. But I took a break from that because of the hindrance that the pandemic put on production. So I just focused on screenwriting. Wrote a few feature films that I am still trying to get sold, and then Pumpkinstein was really my introduction back into film making per se. After that little hiatus, I was able to gather a great, phenomenal crew and cast out of people I've worked with in the past, and a few new faces. And on top of that, I also was able to secure a Blackmagic Pocket Cam 4K camera and my own, lighting setup. So, we kind of just went for it after that.
Well, congratulations on having your work accepted into the film festival. Is
Thank
this
you.
your first time submitting to Garden State?
No, it's actually my second time. I competed in 2017 for the. I put the pilot of the web series that I did about a pandemic taking over the world, Existence, into the film festival. It competed in the student category, and I had a wonderful time.
That's
I'm looking forward to going again.
Well, welcome back. We're so excited to have you. So, this is so cool that you have this background working in indie film. So, how did you get into that, if I may ask?
Oh God, it started when I was 14, actually. I kind of really I differ from like a
Mhm,
few of the people I've met in my life. I kind of always knew what I wanted to do just
mhm.
because I picked up a camera. I picked up a camera if we want to go all the way back. I picked up a camera like starting at 8 years old, a tape
Mhm.
camera, like nothing usual, but like I made like these really just terrible Lego stop motion films when I was a kid, and then after that I kind of pursued theater tech
Mhm.
in drama club. I was an audio technician, and then I found out that my school had a TV program over at Lacey High School. WLTS TV 21 is what it was called, and I about 3 years in, I really just gave it my all. Um, Staying late, would stay at the high school till 7 p.m. sometimes to the chagrin of my teacher, Mr. Merman, God bless him. Um, and eventually I became the station manager of that, and I decided I would like to venture into this as a career, and but not necessarily the news side of it, more the filmmaking side. Because television and film are, in this current age that we're living in, they're combined into one. You see very cinematic TV shows now, and it's not it's not one or the other. It's really just like a smattering of a couple different things.
So with you having, I mean, since eight, having this practice with camera work and these behind the scenes experience, what is something that was a really big challenge for you to overcome that you think has now made you into a stronger director and or producer, executive producer, writer?
Right. Well, it used to be a lack of unfortunately, I've had to work with a lot of skeleton crews,
Mhm.
because I've often found myself short-staffed, and I guess the proper answer to your question would be I always had to work around having little to no budget. Because I was like, keep in mind, I was a student for a good portion of the beginning of my career, where I was trying to do professional things, but I was working on a shoestring budget. For instance, Mojave Blues, my most recent web series that premiered in 2019. Um, it went in through the festival circuit as well. It is currently on YouTube. That 8 episodes, about approximately 15 minutes a pop. I only had $2,000 to make that in total, and that was largely funded by me.
Mhm.
Um, and because of that, I really had to, when say I was blessed with working with people that would work for also little to no money because they cared genuinely about the project. And then I love working with people like that. They genuinely care about the art and the craft. And one, I credit the success of those to them. Um, and I gotta say, I am very happy that I was able to discover the distribution end of things after a short period of time of working with that, because you filming on location, guerrilla style. It's fun without permits, without permission, asking for forgiveness from the location owners, because I would have to film in a lot of abandoned places. And in the end, I did get permission for all of those things, but it was all very haphazard and very last minute. And thank God it all came together with like spit, grit, and a whole lot of duct tape, for lack of a better phrase. But that it's not like that anymore, and now I'm able to finally take the time to basically gather the funds I need, really plot out your film production, and if you really just take the time to think and to not rush into things, your film will come out um, like as a much better piece.
So I know we were chatting a little bit about this earlier. What are your future plans for Pumpkinstein?
Right. So the fun thing about Pumpkinstein is that it is a bold and a multifaceted short film. You can watch it all year round, but it is mainly most impactful during the Halloween and autumn season. Excuse me, for obvious reasons. It's very it's it has a lot of themes that like a lot of people would very much hit home on. Um, Revenge against an abuser, using witchcraft, for good versus evil. Um, it is the importance we place on tradition and folklore, and I guess the turmoil of finding your true identity is really at the center of all of it. Um, in the film, we see uh, Ruben, who is this college kid that he's kind of trying to become a better person. He comes from a like kind of a checkered past. He was kind of a trouble kid growing up, but he visits um, his troublemaker friends after a semester or two home from college. And he's sitting there and he's drinking in a pumpkin patch with them, and they're all goofing around. And he's like, "What the hell am I doing here?" And like these people are not where I am, and they're disrespecting the pumpkin patch. So they accidentally summon this evil spirit that is trapped in the flesh of the rotting flesh of a human and a pumpkin combined, and that's where Pumpkinstein
Mhm.
really starts. We rather than just having it be because I will admit it is an homage to 80s slasher films. It's much more controlled, but I wanted to um, I wanted to pay an homage to those. Um, the beauty of Pumpkinstein is it shows the origin of the monster. It shows the origin of this new piece of folklore of hopefully that will be embedded in New Jersey history for years to come. Um, and it's also a period piece. It takes place in the 90s, which was a little difficult, but we were able to find something like an amazing bar that hasn't been touched since the early 90s. The
Nice.
Anchor Inn bar in Ocean Gate, New Jersey. It's a hidden gem. We were able to film on location in Verona, other places in Ocean County, and and I believe Bergen County up north. Ultimately, it was Pumpkinstein. Having shot this a year ago today, I mean, it's amazing how far it ended up coming because there's multiple ways that you can watch it now, and I'm very proud to say. Right now, it just got signed to its first indie streaming service called Fawsome TV. You can download that on the App Store on Roku TV. It's free. There's no account even needed. You can just download and start watching Pumpkinstein.
That is
Um, oh yeah, no, I was very surprised to hear that it even got signed because
congratulations. That is
oh,
fantastic.
thank you. And then there's two other ways that you can watch it if you prefer, like if you like me consider physical media to be king, you can watch it in two other places. One, you can buy a copy of it on VHS from our wonderful distributor Tyler's Tapes. That's at Tyler's.tapes on Instagram. He runs this amazing store full of like current day VHS tapes. It's incredible, and he was great. I was gracious enough to he
Mhm.
signed me as one of his first actually the first original film that he made. Um,
Fantastic.
yeah, yeah, no, I mean, he's been a wonderful executive producer, and you can order the tape now. It's 19.99, or you could order it on DVD. It's going to be on the special features section
Mhm.
of the new indie feature horror comedy Gone with the Dead, which comes out March 15th. It's another it's actually a feature-length film that my company, Grand Atomica Pictures, is um, co-executive producing, and I as well co-edited. So it was the director and I were able to strike a deal. The director, the amazing Justin W. Smith, and I were able to strike a deal, and Pumpkinstein can now be viewed in the special feature section of that Blu-ray. So multiple ways to watch it.
Well, congratulate that is an amazing accomplishment to have. And, going into the Garden State Film Festival, I know we have very many people that come in that work with, their own production companies, and they really use this environment to connect and network with other directors and writers and producers and actors. So it's really exciting that you now have this, behind you, and this, I mean, amazing ethic in that, been accepted here, as well as you're being signed to be able to go into this environment and really, advertise yourself and your film. This is so exciting. Are you going to be at the festival this year?
Well, thank you for saying that. It's been a crazy year, and I have to credit the cast and the crew for the amazing quality of this, so that it's even getting noticed. They're completely responsible for it. I will be at the festival, but as well as the director of photography for the film, the wonderful Jill Lamana, will be at the festival as well when it premieres on, I believe, Saturday the 23rd. Is it?
Yes, you guys, you can check out the short film Pumpkinstein at the Kingsley Ballroom at the Berkeley Hotel on Saturday, March 23rd during the 9 p.m. to 10:45 p.m. block. So, Michael, yes, I am so excited to see you this year. There will be 200 films screening across 8 venues, including hosting parties, panels, events, and more. And you can get your tickets at gsff.org/tickets. So, Michael, yes, I am so excited for this film. I am so excited to get to meet you in person. Thank you so much. I wish I could, interview you for a whole. I feel like we could go on for a whole hour, but unfortunately, we do have to wrap things up. So, thank you again so much for joining me today, and I hope you have a great rest of your weekend.
Likewise, thank you so much for having me, and I'm very excited for the festival.
Bye, guys.